My heels click on the marble floor of my apartment lobby. It's a quiet Tuesday night. I just finished another 14-hour workday landing another win for Horizon Brands. The client was so happy they practically gave me a hug. I check my phone again. Nothing. The elevator doors ding open. I step inside and catch my reflection. Ashley Mitchell, 32 years old today, senior PR executive. I look exhausted. I'm looking at myself trying to find a reason to celebrate. The screen is still blank. Zero messages, zero calls. I tell myself it doesn't matter. I'm a grown woman. I handle multi-million-dollar accounts. Birthdays are for kids. But when I open my apartment door, that little cake I bought for myself is just sitting there on the coffee table. It has one unlit candle in the middle. It just looks sad. Happy birthday to me, I whispered to the empty room. I drop my briefcase, kick off my heels, and sink into the couch. My apartment feels so empty tonight, even with all the stuff I bought to make it feel like home. The clock on the wall is ticking closer to midnight. The last few minutes of my birthday are slipping away. My phone is still silent. I grab my laptop. Maybe I'll just work until the day is officially over. I could look at that proposal one more time, but I don't. I open Facebook instead. The first post I see makes me freeze. It's my brother Brandon holding up a glass of champagne with a bunch of people smiling around him. A banner behind him says, "Congratulations on your promotion." My dad's got his arm around him looking so damn proud. My mom's on the other side just beaming at him. The pictures were posted 4 hours ago. On my birthday. I scroll down. Every picture feels like a slap in the face. There are so many pictures. The whole family's there. Aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't seen in years. All of them crowded around Brandon celebrating him. I can barely read the comments. "So proud of our superstar," my father wrote. "The Mitchell family legacy continues," my mom added. My hand is shaking. I put the laptop down. They didn't forget my birthday. They just chose to celebrate something else. Then another memory hits me. Me at a restaurant table, all alone. I was 11 watching a single candle melt on my cake. I was waiting for my family to get back from Brandon's debate competition. They promised they'd be back. They weren't. Then, when I was 17, they sent me to my grandma's for my birthday so they could take Brandon to tour Yale. "It's his future, Ashley," my dad told me without looking me in the eye. My college graduation dinner. It was supposed to be for me, but Brandon announced his engagement. Just like that, nobody was talking about my honors. It was all about wedding venues. Just last month, my dad brushed off my big win at Horizon, a campaign that made the client at 41% more money. "It's just advertising, Ashley," he said, checking his watch. "Not like Brandon's work in finance." That's real impact. I pick up my phone and scroll through my contacts. All these family names. None of them have ever called to ask about my job, my life, anything. An email notification pops up. I open it, not really paying attention. Then I see the message. It's my performance bonus for the Horizon campaign. $82,000. My phone rings and it makes me jump. My mother's name is on the screen. For a stupid second, I actually feel hopeful. "Hello," I answer, and I hate how much I sound like I care. "Ashley, darling." My mom's voice is way too cheerful. "I'm so glad I caught you. Listen, we're planning a little something for Brandon and Stephanie's anniversary next month, and I was hoping you could help. Nothing major, just handle the food and decorations." You're so good at that sort of thing. The clock strikes midnight. My birthday is officially over. "Mom," I say, my voice is shaking. "Today was my birthday." There's a long pause. Wow, she actually sounds surprised. "Oh, honey, with Brandon's big promotion, it just slipped our mind." Yeah, right. Slipped their mind just like always. I'm just staring at the email on my laptop. $82,000. That's more money than I've ever had in my life. And in that moment, something inside me just snapped. I kept my voice even. "Don't worry about it, Mom," I said, but the words felt like they belonged to someone else. I finally get what's important to this family. For the first time ever, I really do. 4 days later at work, I'm just frozen staring at my screen in total disbelief. It was the family group chat, the one I'm not supposed to be in. But Mom accidentally added me. The messages were a total train wreck, and each one was worse than the last. My father had written, "Ashley should put in a good amount for Brandon's anniversary gift, at least $20,000. And right under it, my mother's reply, "She just got that bonus. It's time she supports the family for once." And there it was. My name spelled Ashley in the family chat, with one L, not two. My own mother can't even spell my name right. I lean back in my office chair, the leather groaning under me. I can see the Chicago skyline out my window, all glittery in the sun. I'm supposed to be prepping for a client meeting tomorrow. But instead, I'm learning just how little I matter to the people who are supposed to care the most. My phone buzzed. Rebecca stuck her head in my office. "Your brother's online too," she said, then looked at my face. "Everything okay?" "Brandon used our contacts at Region Tech," I said, turning my laptop so she could see. "He got their marketing director into a meeting for his firm, and he didn't even ask me." Rebecca read the emails, her frown getting deeper. "This is the third time he's done this. And your dad thinks you should give him $20,000 for a party." She let out a soft whistle. "That's messed up, Ashley." "Yeah, well, apparently it's time I support the family for once," I said. The words tasted like acid. "What have they even done for you lately?" Rebecca asked, sitting on the edge of my desk. "That's why we've been friends since we met at orientation 5 years ago." She always cuts right to it. The question just hung there while my office phone kept blinking. It was Brandon, probably wanting another favor. "You earned that bonus," Rebecca went on. "Michael wouldn't have signed off on it otherwise." And like she'd summoned him, my boss, Michael Harris, appeared in the doorway. The CEO of Horizon PR looking sharp in his suit, even though it was late. "Ashley, the numbers for the Westfield campaign just came in," he said, sliding a folder onto my desk. "A 41% jump in their quarterly revenue. The board is over the moon." He gave me a real smile. "This is why I fought for your bonus. You earned every penny." After he left, Rebecca squeezed my shoulder. "See, at least someone appreciates you." I finally answered Brandon's call, trying to sound professional, even though I was furious. He needed the top marketing guy from Region Tech at his dinner tomorrow. Some important potential client. "Family helping family," he said. "I'll see what I can do," I told him. I wasn't promising anything. That evening, I went to Mrs. Patterson's apartment on the 3rd floor. She opened the door with a warm smile that crinkled her eyes. Her place smelled like fresh-baked cookies. "Right on time," she said, letting me in. She's 84, but she moves like someone half her age. "These oatmeal cookies won't eat themselves." We sat at her small kitchen table. This has been our Tuesday night thing for 3 years. I bring the takeout, she's got dessert. She's the family I chose. "You look troubled," she said, pushing the cookie plate closer to me. I told her everything, the emails, Brandon using my contacts, the $20,000. And they spelled my name wrong. I finished, and I sounded like a little kid. Mrs. Patterson put her hand over mine. "Some parents never really see their children. They're too busy looking at their own reflection." I thought about what she said all the way home while I got ready for the family dinner I was dreading. My apartment felt like the only safe place I had. On Saturday night, I was at the Mitchell family mansion on Lakeshore Drive. 3 floors of stone and money staring back at me. Inside, my mom. Patricia is fussing with the flowers. My dad, William, is pouring himself a scotch. My brother Brandon and his wife Stephanie are on the leather sofa, looking like they belong in a country club ad. Dinner is the same old story. My dad's running the whole conversation, just bragging about Brandon's big promotion. My mom jumps in with the perfect story right on cue. I'm just pushing my salmon around, waiting for what I know is coming. And it does right with dessert. "Ashley," my dad says, putting his coffee cup down like he's making a point. "We need to talk about what you're contributing to Brandon and Stephanie's anniversary party." It feels like the whole room just shrinks. Everyone's staring at me. "20,000 should cover the place and the food," he keeps going. "Since you're the only one who got that big bonus, it just seems right." My mom nods her pearl earrings, catching the light. "Family supports family, darling." Those words just set something off in me. Family supports family. Yeah, right. When did they ever support me? "I can't," I say, keeping my voice low. My dad frowns like he didn't understand me. "I'm sorry, what?" "I can't give you $20,000. My voice doesn't shake this time. That's a fourth of my bonus. I have other plans for that money. It gets so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Nobody in this room is used to hearing the word no from me. What other plans could possibly be more important than your brother's party?" My dad's voice gets low, and it's not a good sign. "My future," I say, plain and simple. My mom's face just crumples. "After everything we've done for you," she whispers, her eyes getting watery. "It's a perfect performance, all design-aid to make me feel guilty." What exactly have you done for me? The question just flies out of my mouth. My dad stands up, towering over the table. I will not have an ungrateful child in this house. Your brother is the real success story in this family. The least you can do is support him. His words hit exactly where he wanted them to, right on that old wound he's been poking my entire life. I get up, my legs are a little shaky. "I have to go," I say, grabbing my purse. My mom reaches out for my arm. Ashley, please don't make a scene. But for once, I don't just shut up. I don't try to smooth everything over. I walk right out the front door with guilt nipping at my heels. But there's something else, too. I feel resolved. For the first time in 32 years, I didn't just fade into the background of my brother's life. It's terrifying, and it feels so right. Sitting in my car, my hands are still shaking on the steering wheel. I make a promise to myself. This is only the beginning. A week goes by, and my mother calls every single morning at exactly 7:15. I've started leaving my phone in the bathroom when I make coffee. Ashley, sweetie, this little rebellious phase has to stop. Her voice is on speaker while I'm doing my mascara. Your father hasn't gotten a good night's sleep since that dinner. I look at myself in the mirror and see that familiar tight set of my jaw. Mom, I'm not being rebellious. I'm 32 years old. Then why are you breaking our hearts? After everything we've sacrificed for you, my hand just freezes in midair. What exactly did you sacrifice for me? She gasps and she sounds truly shocked. How can you even ask that we gave you everything? I've got a meeting. I gotta go. I hang up before she can say another word. That afternoon, my dad just waltzes into the office at Horizon Brands. His tailored suit and the way he carries himself makes everyone turn and look. Rebecca catches my eye from across the conference room, mouths code red, and then vanishes. I cut him off near the front desk. Dad, this is where I work. Then you should start acting like a professional. His voice is loud enough for the whole office to hear. Professionals honor their family duties. Keep your voice down. I pull him into an empty meeting room, totally aware that everyone is watching us. What do you want? Your mom's been crying her eyes out. Is that what you wanted? To make us miserable over one stupid birthday? I was so mad I could scream. 1. Try 20 years of missed birthdays, graduations, all of it. You're being so dramatic. He glanced at his watch. Look, Brandon needs our help. That's what matters. $20,000 from your bonus is more than enough. My phone buzzed. It was an emergency from our biggest client. I have to get this. We'll finish this later. This isn't over, Ashley. Actually, it is. I shut the door on my way out. My hands were shaking, but my voice was solid when I called the client. 3 hours later, I'm standing in front of the whole exec team, explaining the plan that saved the Westridge account. My voice didn't crack once. Our CEO came up to me after. That was incredible, he said, putting a hand on my shoulder. You just saved a $3 million account with that fast thinking. The client even called me himself just to say how great you were. I felt this warmth in my chest, a kind of pride I wasn't used to. I liked it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Walking back to my office, I saw 6 missed calls from Brandon and 1 text. Mom's crying every night because of you. Fix this. That's all it said. I silenced my phone and looked at all the congratulatory emails from my coworkers. The difference was crazy. Here at work, people actually valued me. At home, I was just an ATM. 3 weeks after my birthday, I was alone in a coffee shop with my laptop and a half-eaten piece of carrot cake. A few tables over, a group of friends was celebrating a girl in a paper crown. They were laughing and handing her pretty gifts. Make a wish, Amanda, one of them shouted as she blew out the candles. I just watched them, how easy it was, how they were so happy for her. Then it just hit me. I'll never have that with my family. Nothing I do will ever be enough to get them to just see me. My fingers were just sitting on the keyboard. Before I even knew what I was doing, I typed Lakefront Property, Michigan. Tons of results popped up. I clicked on one. A 4-bedroom house with these huge windows looking out on the water. It had a wooden deck that wrapped around 3 sides. Big pine trees gave it plenty of privacy. The price was $365,000. I kept swiping through the pictures. With every photo, something started to build inside me. This could actually be mine. My own place, my own choice. The next morning, I called a realtor to set up a showing. 2 days later, I was standing on that deck, watching the sun sparkle on the lake. The owners are really motivated to sell. The realtor told me. They already moved to Arizona. I'll take it, I heard myself say. I can make a big down payment. Her eyebrows shot up. Don't you want to think about it? Maybe bring your family to see it. No. The word came out so clean, so final. This is for me. A few days later, my mortgage was approved instantly, thanks to my good credit. I signed the papers in a quiet office, and every signature felt like I was signing my own Declaration of Independence. Mrs. Patterson, my sweet old neighbor, who's shown more interest in my life than my own mother, came with me to the closing. You're doing the right thing, dear, she said, patting my hand as I got the keys. Sometimes you have to build your own safe place. For the first time in weeks, my hands weren't shaking at all. I spent my weekends at the lake house fixing it up room by room. I filled the walls with my awards and pictures of moments I was proud of: my college graduation, my team after we landed the Westridge account, the magazine cover with my campaign on it. The master bedroom is now my favorite room. I hung a small wooden sign on the door that says the birthday suite. Inside, I put a reading chair by the window, looking out at the lake, stack up books I've always wanted to read, and go all out on the softest bedding I can find. On a nice Sunday, I'm typing up housewarming invites to Rebecca, my coworkers, and Mrs. Patterson. My finger just hovers over my family's names, like I'm programmed to include them. Instead, I just hit send, but only to the people who've actually been happy for me, the ones who really see me. It feels like a small thing, but it's huge, like laying the first brick for boundaries I'm just starting to build. That night, I sit on my deck watching the stars reflect on the water. I left my phone inside on purpose. For the first time in my adult life, I feel powerful. Not just successful, but the kind of powerful you feel when you finally choose yourself. Because nobody else will. I know the calls will keep coming tomorrow, the guilt trips will get even worse. But here in this place, that's all mine. Their voices are finally starting to fade. So on Sunday, my thumb is just hanging over the post button. I take 3 deep breaths, and then I just do it. The picture's nothing special, just me on the new deck barefoot with a glass of wine and Lake Michigan stretched out all blue behind me. It's the caption that matters. Weekend at my new lake house, birthday gift to myself. I put my phone face down on the wooden railing and just tilt my head back to the sunset. You can feel a little bit of fall in the September air. It's crisp. For a good 20 minutes, I just breathe watching the light on the waves. When I finally check my phone, I just freeze at all the notifications. 17 missed calls, 32 text messages. My mother called 8 times in 15 minutes. I just silence my phone and shove it in my pocket. Not today. Instead, I just get comfortable in the deck chair. I put together myself yesterday and watch the sun go down, painting the water. All these orange and pink colors. The lake house is huge, 4 bedrooms, an open kitchen, a stone fireplace, but every single bit of it is mine. Every decision from the green paint outside to the old brass doorknobs was all me. I didn't ask for anyone's approval. My phone buzzes again like an annoying fly that won't leave me alone. When I look, I see Rebecca's comment. "You deserve this and more. Can't wait to see it." Then Monday morning hits, and I have 6 voicemails from my mother, and each one sounds more panicked than the last. "Ashley, call me back right now. Where did you get the money for a house? Your father wants to know. This is completely irresponsible. Call us. People are asking questions we can't answer. How do you think this makes us look? Your brother is driving to your work right now. You better be there." The last message comes at 10 in the morning. "There's a family emergency meeting tomorrow night. We expect you to be there. Don't make this worse than it already is." I delete every single one and go make blueberry pancakes in my new kitchen. By the afternoon, after I've hung curtains and put the patio furniture together, my work phone rings. It's Rebecca. She gets right to the point. "Your brother showed up at the office looking for you. He seemed pretty freaked out when I told him you took the week off. He asked if I knew where you were." What did you tell him?" "That it wasn't my place to say. Then he got that Mitchell family look, the one like I'm the bad guy for respecting your privacy." I actually laugh, and the sound surprises me. "Thank you." "Don't thank me yet." He cornered Devin from accounting who said something about Michigan. So just a heads up, they might figure it out. I look out at my lake house, at the fall leaves all over the grass. Let them. Saturday was my thrown-together housewarming party. My coworkers showed up with thoughtful gifts and real smiles. My boss, Greg, brought a nice bottle of Cabernet with a note that said, "To celebrating yourself." We all made a toast on the deck watching the boats. Mrs. Patterson showed up last with her silver hair up in a bun. She brought a quilt she made from blue and green fabric. "For your bedroom," she said, her eyes all warm and smiley. Every home needs something handmade with love. I had to blink back tears when she hugged me. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered. We grilled steaks and corn on the deck. Someone brought a speaker, and we listened to 80s music mixed with everyone laughing and talking. I'm taking pictures of everything, my friends all over the new furniture, sunsets reflecting in the windows. Mrs. Patterson is showing Rebecca how to fold napkins right. I post these pictures too. Every single one shows my family isn't here, but these people are. Sunday night, I get a text from my father. "Where'd you get the money for the house? Answer me now." I just pour another glass of wine and don't text back. On Monday, I get to work, and the family rumor mill is going crazy. My cousin Elaine calls her voice all quiet with fake concern. Everyone's talking about your lake house, she says. Aunt Patricia's losing her mind. Uncle William wanted a family meeting, but you weren't there. I was busy putting up shelves, I say, surprised at how calm I sound. Ashley, she says, then pauses for dramatic effect. People are saying things. What things? That you've been hiding money. That you're having some kind of breakdown. That this is all because you're jealous of Brandon. I actually laugh a real laugh that comes from some new place inside me. Yeah, that sounds exactly like something they would say. The call I knew was coming. Happens Thursday night. It's my mother. I let it ring 4 times before I pick up sitting on my porch swing. Ashley Elizabeth Mitchell. She starts her voice super tight like she's trying not to yell. This has gone on long enough. The Petersons, the Carsons, even Reverend Wallace has asked about your situation. My situation. This little show you're putting on for attention. Buying a house without even talking to the family. Posting those pictures. People are asking questions. I rock slowly watching a bird fly over the water. What questions? Her voice drops to a whisper. Why you'd need to buy yourself a birthday present. Why we weren't there to celebrate with you. You're making things really uncomfortable for this family. Huh, how interesting. I say, keeping my voice nice and light. It's almost like actions have consequences. We need to fix this. Her voice gets hard. I'm putting together a family dinner for Sunday night. Your father and I will explain that this was all just a big misunderstanding, that we've always supported you. The old Ashley would have caved right away, desperate to make everything okay again, but that Ashley is gone. I'm free next Tuesday, I say, 7 o'clock, and I'll be bringing the photo albums. What photo albums? I smile while I'm on the phone, the ones I've been keeping since I was 11. Documenting everything. For once, my mother is speechless. Next Tuesday, I'm standing on the stone steps of my parents' mansion, and it feels like I'm walking into a courthouse. I'm holding on to the 3 photo albums for dear life. My knuckles are white from gripping them. The sun is setting, making these long shadows on the perfect lawn that look like they're reaching out for me, trying to pull me back into the same old drama. I ring the doorbell instead of using my key. Tonight, I'm not part of the family. I'm the lawyer with the evidence. The huge oak door swings open. My dad is standing there. All 6'2" of him filling the doorway. His silver hair is perfect as always. His eyes go straight to the albums in my arms, then back to my face. You're late, he says, and turns away before I can even say anything. No hug, no smile. Just a complaint right off the bat. I follow him inside where Mom is waiting, a tissue already in her hand. Her eyes are red and her makeup is done just right to look like she's been crying without actually messing anything up. Ashley, her voice cracks dramatically. We've been so worried. I don't say a word. I know the script. She cries, I feel guilty, and in the end, I give in. Not tonight. Brandon walks in from the living room, drink in hand. He stops when he sees me, and his cocky look just fades. I stand my ground, staring him down until he looks away first. Dinner's getting cold, Mom says, heading for the dining room. The table's all set with the fancy china and candles. A real peace offering. Or maybe a bribe. I put the photo albums on the side table and sit in my usual spot across from Brandon and diagonal from Dad, who's at the head of the table like a king. Your mother made your favorite, Dad says, serving himself first like always. Beef Wellington. That hasn't been my favorite since I was a teenager. That's Brandon's favorite. Let's just get to it, I say, leaving my plate completely empty. I know why you called this dinner. Mom sets her fork down with a big fake sigh. Ashley, honey, we're just concerned. You're making impulsive decisions, buying that lake house without even talking to us. Dad cuts in, slicing his meat like he's a surgeon. It reflects poorly on the family. It's reckless spending, terrible financial planning. It was my bonus money, I say quietly. He just talks right over me. Money that could have been invested properly. He goes on like I didn't even say a word. Brandon clears his throat. Ashley. No one's saying you can't have nice things, but maybe selling it would just keep the peace. Mom's been crying every night. Mom dabs at her eyes, but they're bone dry. You're breaking your mother's heart, she whispers. I push my chair back and walk to the side table. The album feels heavy in my hands when I walk back and put it right in the middle of the table. I brought something I thought you should see. Dad's jaw gets tight. We don't have time for scrapbooks. Make time. My voice is steady. I open the first album. Page after page of Brandon in party hats, Brandon blowing out candles. Brandon with mountains of presents. From age 6 to 25, every birthday shot by a professional photographer. Turn to page 16, I tell Brandon. He hesitates, then flips the page. It's a photo of his 18th birthday. A car with a giant bow on it. Dad's handing him the keys. Mom's crying, but with real tears of joy this time. I slide the second album forward. This one's mine. Mom reaches for it first. Her fingers are shaking a little as she opens it. She's staring at empty pages. A few photos are scattered around me alone with some store-bought cupcakes. One of Mrs. Patterson hugging me on my 30th. Nothing else. There was nothing to put in it, I explain. On my 21st birthday, you two were at Brandon's engagement party. Remember, Brandon actually flinches. I open the third album without waiting for an answer. Family vacations, Disney World, the Grand Canyon. Trips to Europe. I'm not in these because I wasn't there, I say. I was left with Grandma, or at summer camp, or you told me there wasn't enough money for everyone to go. Dad shoots up from his chair and it scrapes loudly on the floor. What's the point of all this melodrama, Ashley? You've always been the difficult one. I stare at him. The point is evidence. Then I pull out a spreadsheet, all printed out and highlighted. This tracks family spending. Brandon versus me, college tuition. Birthday gifts, car down payments, family trips. The numbers tell their own story. Thousands for Brandon, hundreds for me. And this, I say pulling out a worn diary page, is from when I was 9. I read it out loud. Maybe next year they'll remember my birthday without Grandma calling to remind them. Finally, I pull out a photograph. Christmas dinner, 3 years ago. An empty chair at the table, a place setting, with a card that has my name on it. I was in Chicago working. You knew I couldn't come, but you set a place anyway, took this picture and sent it to me with a note. We missed you. You wanted me to feel bad for not being around, but I'm the one who actually noticed something. I point to the chair. Look closer. Mom grabs the photo and squints. That's not my chair, I say, my voice low. That's the guest chair. Even when you act like I'm part of the family, you still treat me like I don't belong. The silence is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Dad's face turns beet red. What do you want from us, Ashley? An apology, fine. We always liked Brandon more. He was always number one. He's the one carrying on the Mitchell name, the family legacy. Mom just breaks down crying for real this time. We didn't mean for it to happen. It started, and then it just kept going, and I was just easier to ignore. I finish her sentence for her. Brandon hasn't said a word. He's just staring at a picture I put right on the edge of the table on purpose. It's him when he was 8 with presents everywhere. And there's me at 6 in the background with this fake smile plastered on my face. I get up and grab my proof, but I leave the albums. I don't need you to approve of me anymore. I say it, my voice totally steady. I don't need your love, your attention, or for you to tell me I'm good enough. I waited 32 years for you to finally see me. I'm done waiting. I turn and walk to the door. My shoulders are back, and I'm not rushing. Behind me, Brandon says my name. Mom's sobbing. Dad's completely silent. I stop in the doorway, but I don't look back. You can keep the albums. Think of them as a gift. The door clicks shut behind me, but it sounds as loud as thunder. A year goes by. It's my birthday. The sun's shining on the deck of my lake house while I set out some fruit next to a bucket of champagne. There were 33 candles on the cake. Rebecca had to bring one for every year, plus an extra for good luck. Need a hand, David, from marketing, yells from the sliding glass door, trying not to drop a tray of pastries. Just put those down wherever. I smooth out my red sundress and look at my watch. Everyone should be here in the next hour or so. Man, what a difference a year makes. Last birthday, I was all alone in my apartment with a cake from the grocery store. Today, my deck is packed with coworkers and new friends, all here for me. My phone keeps buzzing with texts from people congratulating me on my promotion to senior director. The timing's perfect, announced yesterday, celebrated today. The lake's sparkling past the railing and the sky looks just how I feel. My therapist, Dr. Thompson, would say, this is progress. Our weekly talks have really helped me figure out my family's whole dynamic. She calls it generational patterns. And it takes guts to break them. Guts means spending Thanksgiving at a resort in Vermont, not at my parents' place. It means muting the family group chat when they start playing games. It's about making my own traditions from scratch. Ashley Rebecca lifts her mimosa glass. To the birthday girl who showed us all how to put ourselves first. Glasses clink. Everyone's laughing. I just soak it all in. This is what a real connection feels like. It's so different from the fake show at family get-togethers. Then a car door slams out front. I know that sound. It's my brother's BMW. Brandon's standing there at the edge of the deck looking awkward and holding a present. The party gets quiet as he walks over. Sorry to crash, he says. I just wanted to give this to you myself. We haven't talked at all since that whole thing with the photo albums, not since he saw his perfect family story fall apart right in front of him. Come on in, I say, and I'm surprised by how much I actually mean it. Later, after the party's moved inside, Brandon and I are sitting at the end of the dock. The present is sitting between us, still wrapped. Therapy's been a real eye-opener, he says, watching a sailboat go by. Dad still refuses to go, but Mom is trying. She talks about you in a different way now. And what about you, I ask. I never really saw it. Not until you showed us everything. How they basically erased you and put me on a pedestal. He slides the present over to me. He tells me to open it. Inside is a framed picture I've never seen. It's me, at 7, sitting on our old tire swing, laughing at something off camera. It's just me. Found it in Dad's old stuff, Brandon says. I had it fixed up. Proof you were there, even when no one was looking. I got all choked up. It's not a fix, but it's a start. A knock at the door pulls me back to the party. I look through the glass and see my mom standing all alone on the porch holding a small bakery box. She insisted on coming, Brandon says. I didn't give her the address till today. Mom's hands are shaking as she holds out the box. Inside, there's a cupcake with a single candle. Happy birthday, Ashley, she whispers, and her fake smile cracks into something real. I brought carrot cake. You always liked that, right? I did. She remembered. The party's about over, I say, stepping out of her way. You can stay for cake if you want. You could just see the relief on her face. Baby steps. After everyone's gone, I walk back to the dock as the sun goes down. Last year, I spent my birthday staring at a blank phone in some random coffee shop. Tonight, I've got thoughtful gifts, the memory of laughter, and the start of some new rules for myself. Ones that protect me without shutting everyone out. My phone buzzes with a text from Mrs. Patterson. Did you enjoy your day, dear? I smile as I text back. For the first time, I actually celebrated myself. The lake house windows are glowing behind me and the lights hitting the water. I raise my glass to my own shadow in the sunset, making a toast to the woman who finally figured out that feeling good about yourself has to start with you.